Okay, so I'm gonna show you the escape room that I made at home while we're all in quarantine because of coronavirus. My mom really wanted to do an escape room for her birthday, and obviously that wasn't possible, so I decided to make one at home. And obviously, when you do one at home, you have to use what you have and your imagination, so this is how it looks from the outside. And this was supposed to be a complete surprise, and I think it was. And so you go in and kind of tried to decorate it as best as I could to help get the mood right.
Turn on the light now.
Yeah.
Or do you want to
Actually, I think it's picking it up okay. So the theme of the room was a zombie virus, which I thought would be pretty fitting. And so I told them kind of a backstory about how they were infected with a zombie virus, and the point of the room is to mix and make a cure for the zombie virus, and once you drink it, you win. So in this box here is where they had to pour the 3 liquids, and the game would be over when they would find a key to this lock and open it and then drink the liquid. So the first clue was this, and it was in a balloon, which they had to pop.
lock the light?
Oh, it's okay. And basically, it's just a lot of backstory about the room and stuff. And basically, it was telling them that it's really important that they did not pour, once they found a liquid, they should not pour it into the black box until instructions told them to do so. Because later on, they have to weigh all 3 liquids to get a code to open, to get the key for the final box. And so then after that, just kind of like regular escape rooms, they would kind of explore the room and look for clues. And I have these skeletons here. It's kind of to represent some scientists who died looking for the cure. And there's a few like red herrings around the room, like this is a fake key. Also a fake key. Fake keys. Kind of all over the place, and these are things that I already had. So the point was to not spend very much money to make this. I only had to buy a few things like locks and stuff like that. Everything else I kind of made from scratch and made from stuff that I found at home. So as they look around, they would kind of notice that there's orange pieces of paper around the room, and they would need to find these orange pieces of paper, and it's actually part of a code for a cipher. And they're cut up, so you have to find all the pieces. To get the whole code. So up here, and I just did this in the bathroom because I could hide everything easily. And it was a big enough room to kind of set this up, but still be small enough to decorate and set mood and atmosphere. So we also got this over here. Got a cool little lava lamp for mood. Okay. And so, let's see. If you start to put this together, you'll realize that you don't have everything. And I did that on purpose.
Can't remember.
Mom just did this.
Oh my. Let's see. That's.
Well, I'll let you do that while I show. So if you keep looking around the room, you'd find that there's a box down here. And I decorated all the boxes so that you could tell them apart, and you could definitely tell that they're part of the escape room and not just a regular shoebox around the house. And so you open this box, you get a couple things. I provided them paper to write notes and clues on if they wanted to try and figure that out. And the rest of the puzzles there. So then they would realize that this is a cipher clue. And there's obviously a couple more pieces that they need to find, which you would find if you were looking around the room. So the other thing that was in that box was some pins that have black lights on them. If that'll focus. Probably not, but anyway, that's for something later. So the other thing they need to find to make sense of this cipher was also hiding in the bathtub. And so if you put these together, you can kind of see that it has similar symbols. And up here it says, if X and K are these symbols, then these symbols are what? And so, again, by looking through the room, and if you look under the table, there is actually, yep, a cipher wheel. So you would come over here and you would say, okay, if X is this symbol and K is this symbol, yep, like that.
There's K.
Then you could look at these other symbols and solve the then puzzle. And I won't make you solve this, but this says cat tower, which they figured out. And so then they knew that they would have to go to the cat tower to find the next item. Also, I thought it would be really fun, given these codes and the cipher wheel, I had to throw in a red herring, and so I threw in an actual red herring. If you solve what these symbols are on the cipher code, it literally says red herring, and it was incredibly fun for me when they figured out that that's what that was. It was just nothing. Eats up time and distracts them from the real goal. Okay, so after you solve the puzzle that says cat tower, they would come to the cat tower and look in here, and ta-da! Oops. There is the first liquid. All right, so after you get the first liquid from solving the cipher cures, not cures, clues, you have your first liquid, and so now you know you need to find two more. So the other thing that I had in the room, which is now kind of demolished, was I had a brain mold that you can get at like Spirit or Halloween stores. And I got Jell-O, and I actually put this key in the middle of the brain mold. And I actually had this cute little light that I put in there too to kind of help guide them to the brain as well. And so they had to go through with their hands to get this key to unlock a box that is actually over here.
That's not the one.
Yeah, I forgot. So if you go in the steam shower, there's a box here. And this box has the right kind of key. And so you'd open this up, and inside are, I kind of just made these out of these little toys that you can get for kids. They're little virus balls. And so this puzzle is, let me kind of move that because that's done. So first done. So you have all these little colored doodads here, the little virus balls. And you know, when you first see this, you'd be confused. You wouldn't know what to make out of this at all. And as you explore the room a little more, and you explore it with your blacklight pen, and you look at the mirror, okay, it says blue. It's really hard to see. Blue, orange, yellow, green. Okay, got it. Okay. So hopefully that picked up. So anyway, so now you have that, and you come back over here and you notice that the virus balls actually are those colors, and it's actually telling you the order. And there's a certain number of each kind of virus ball. So I think it was actually blue.
Orange, yellow.
Yeah. So the code that you would get from this is 4213. And so you could take that and
There's that. Well, you see that's a 3 or.
yeah, that's the final one. And so this box that's on the floor here has a 4-digit combination lock.
Is it up here?
Yeah, it's in the middle like that. 4213. There you go. And so you open that up and you get another liquid. And so we know we need to get 3 liquids, so we have more clues to look for. So the other thing you'll find if you're in the room is this box here, and this is actually the final box. I colored it orange instead of black to show that this one is significant, and decorated it a little bit. And it's also different from the other ones in that this has a 3-digit combination instead of a 4 like the other ones. So the other thing they'd find while exploring the room is they're gonna find this journal and this tablet, and I had pre-made a movie that has a clue on it, so they'd have to watch it.
Order seemed to calm the test subject.
Okay, so basically from that video, the clue in there is that the music, these notes played in that particular order, played in the video, tell you the order for the next key code. And we have a piano in the house, so I was hoping that they would figure out that they need to go to the piano. And so let's go do that. Okay, so those are the 4 notes, and on the piano I have notes on there. And so as long as you play it in the right order, you'll see that, whoops, come on. Okay.
9.
Yep, 9, 3, 5, and 7. And that is the digit combination for the next lock. So, and also in looking in the room, you would find this skull. And they would also find a medical book. And so to get to the last box that has the last liquid in it, you would have to basically solve this maze. And if you do...
You made a dim light on it.
Yeah. You would see that it says you need to find another
Wait a minute.
liquid.
Oh wait, it's you need to find
Another liquid. And it says it is hidden next to an instrument.
I can't even find where it
That's
went.
okay. And so, besides a piano, we also have a guitar. And so that is actually where the last one is hidden. So this is the piano room. I thought they might have searched all over there because we have boxes all over the place, but this is where our guitar is, and then that is where the last box is. So we'll go back up to the room and we'll use the code that we got from the piano and see if that unlocks this box. Okay, so we'll remember that the notes from the piano had 9357 on the keys, and so we'll enter that here. And so that opens that one. And so in this box, not only do we have our final liquid, we also have a scale. And so now this kind of gives the idea that you have to, of course, weigh something. So the last hint to tell you what to do with the scale and the liquids is in this medical book.
Oh,
Okay. So then,
enough light.
if you search here, you'll read a note that basically says that you have to weigh. The weight and measurements of the liquids holds the key to the cure. And basically, I had to tell them that it's the digit right behind the decimal point is what gets them the exact code. So they'll come over here, take the 3 liquids. Yeah.
Okay, so
And then since they're numbered 1 through 3, they actually are telling you what order they are. Of course,
what was this
these,
one?
the liquids have been emptied because my family just played the game, so these aren't right anymore. But anyway, so the clue would basically tell them if this was working correctly. That since this is 15.35, the number they're looking for is the 3, because that's the one right behind the decimal point. And so they would do that with all 3 liquids. And so in this case, it would be a 0. And again, they already played it, so these aren't exact anymore. And then 8. So the exact weights were 3, 4, 6.
That was on this.
And so they would notice that this one is a 3-digit combination lock. Okay, so once you get 3, 4, 6 in there, the lock pops open. You open that. There's a note, and this is basically saying congratulations, you found all 3 liquids. Now it is time to pour the liquids into the black box, and you can use this key to open up the black box and drink the cure and be cured of the zombie virus. So you'd pour your liquids in through the funnel right there.
All three of them.
All three. And then open that up. And there's the cup with the cure to the zombie virus. And for me, when I made this, all three of the ingredients were something to make a margarita. So I had tequila, lime juice, and triple sec. And so it was a tasty surprise when they got to the end and they were able to drink it, and it was something tasty instead of something gross or just plain water or something. So I thought that was fun. And yeah, that was basically the escape room in a nutshell. And I was able to make this really cheaply using things that I had around the house. I had to watch a couple tutorials to figure out how to make a shoebox work with a lock and key. And that was basically just zip ties and a lock like this instead of getting a hasp or something like that. So yeah, so that is our zombie escape room. And I hope you make something like this at home while you're stuck in quarantine and have a good time with it.